Hey, what is up, everybody? I am here to give you my WWE Raw review for August 3rd, 2015. Um, and the show actually happened yet. It's about a half hour away. But I um, just figured I'd come on here and start the recording. Um, fuck. I just banged my toe on the table. And I banged it really hard. It's not stubbed or anything, but it just stings right now. So I'm pretty annoyed about that. Um, Sometimes I really wish Raw was 2 hours. I really don't want to sit through a 3 hour Raw tonight because I've worked all day doing landscaping, and I really wish Raw was 2 hours. Sometimes it would be a lot easier show to sit through. I wish it sometimes went from 8 to 10 like SmackDown does, and I just really wish that it would. I'm just being real with you. Um, I don't mind Raw being 3 hours to an extent, but when I've worked all day, I sometimes just want to watch 2 hours and then be done with it. Um, but yeah, this Raw could be good. I think they're gonna start to do more storyline progression towards SummerSlam. I think they're gonna finally add some more matches on the show. Brock Lesnar's supposed to be there tonight. I wonder if Undertaker's gonna do something too. Um, I'm actually really looking forward to this Raw. I think Raw in I think on the in-ring product's been awesome lately. I've really enjoyed the past two Raws, um, and I can't wait to see what they do with this Raw this week. Hopefully it doesn't suck. I don't think it will suck because I think they're gonna try to build more towards SummerSlam, and I can't wait to see that. But as it goes to commercial, I'm gonna pause it and let it build up so that way I don't have to deal with commercials and that should be a lot of fun. Um, but other than that, that's all I really have to say. I hope you guys enjoy this review as it goes along, and I'll be back to give you my um, review as when the show starts to progress and stuff like that. Alright, it actually hasn't gone to commercial yet, but I gotta talk about this video package. Um, they paid tribute to Roddy Piper. They showed in memory of Roddy Piper, and he was from 1954 to 2015. And they do the 10 belt salute thing. All the superstars are on the stage, and they play the 10 belt salute. Um, and they show a nice video package for him, and it showed a lot of his good moments. Most of them I talked about. When the Piper's Pit with Superfly Jimmy Snuka. One I didn't talk about is when he cracked Captain Lou Albano with the record, I guess. Yes, and with the album. That was cool. His quote that he would say, "Just when you think I've got all the questions, you've got all the. Just when you think you've got all the answers, I ask more questions," or something like that. When he's about to, it even goes through like him playing what's it called, um, the bagpipes, and him starting his wrestling career, his Intercontinental Championship reign, his matches with Mr. T, and it's just, his recent stuff, his pictures that he's taken with Triple H, Vince McMahon, Charlotte, Ric Flair, and people like The Miz, Hulk Hogan. They actually did show Hulk Hogan in this video package, which I was happy about. I'm hoping that's actually a sign. And they showed his Piper Pit with Andre the Giant, a lot of his Piper's Pits. They didn't show the backstage ball with Goldust, but I think it probably should have been in there. Pretty much went through his entire career. And I really just wanted to sit down and talk about this, because it really is sad. Because we were just here a month ago. It's just sad. It sucks. I like Roddy Piper was just awesome. They even showed the Piper's Pit he did with Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 21. That was I actually haven't seen that one yet. I really want to see that one. They went through all this stuff, and it's really nice to see this stuff. Roddy Piper, I don't think can be topped. He's one of a kind. He was one of the best on the mic. He was probably one of the best heels the WWE ever had, and it really sucks that he's gone. And I hope they consider bringing Hulk Hogan back because of this. And maybe they're going to do that. It make him look bad, but hey, he helped make wrestling big. And it's just sad seeing this, but I also put a smile on my face at the same time because it's nice to watch his legacy again. So I just wanted to kind of touch up on that before the War actually started. So now that I've touched up on it, I'm going to continue watching more. Alright, so we have JBL, Michael Cole, and Byron Saxton on commentary for this show. And Seth Rollins comes out, and he's actually wearing a, what was that t-shirt called? Oh, Never Shut Up t-shirt, that's what it's called. He's wearing that, and, okay. He's wearing a Never Shut Up t-shirt, and he comes out and talks about breaking John Cena's nose. I don't know if I said this in my SmackDown review, but they even announced that John Cena had to go have emergency surgery, so he's not even on the show tonight. And Seth Rollins says that his sympathy gets in the way. He talks about how he broke Cena's nose. He felt it break when his knee hit it, and he wanted to stop Cena wanted to continue the match, and he even shows the photos like backstage, and Cena's nose is like to the right of his face. It's underneath his right eye, which is pretty gruesome. And Seth Rollins says that he took it easy on John afterwards. He showed sympathy, he showed pity, but he said that he enjoyed breaking the face of the leader, the face of the WWE. And he says that he took it lightly afterwards, so he wants to do it again, a rematch, title for title. Rollins' WWE World Heavyweight Championship on the line, and John Cena's United States Championship on the line at SummerSlam. Which I actually can't wait for that match. I think that could be really good. And Seth Rollins is going to take a page out of John Cena's playbook and have a WWE World Heavyweight Championship Open Challenge. I think that's awesome. That the world title is going to be defended on Raw. I don't even remember the last time that it was. I feel like it's going to be like some jobber that comes out to accept, but it's at least the WWE World Heavyweight Championship's being defended. Okay, so Seth Rollins is in the ring and he gets interviewed by JoJo and he gets asked, is this really going to happen? And he said the authority approved it, but it's under two conditions. The first condition is that both conditions is the superstar has to be under 6 feet tall and under 200 pounds. So then she's like, well, you're pretty much just saying El Torito is going to challenge you. And then he's like, yeah, El Torito, this is your chance. This is your chance to be a future WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And I was really worried that it was going to happen because they started playing this theme song, and I'm just like, oh, we're off to a bad night. I was actually going to fast forward it, or like go on my headphones. But then Neville comes out, and I marked out, I think they swerved me. And I'm not talking about like swerve like on the WWE Network, that show. I mean like wrestling terms swerve, like they threw me off. I didn't think it would happen. So Neville comes out, they have the match, and Neville really looked good in this match. In the beginning, he hit a that flip dive that he likes to hit. He hit a drop. He went for the red arrow, but Rollins rolled out of the way, so Neville hit a crossbody, taking himself and Rollins outside the ring. And then Neville hit a moonsault onto Rollins. I thought that was good stuff. And then Rollins kneed Neville, and he went right into the announcer's table, and Rollins dominated the match for a while. He even hit a sling blade onto Neville, which looked really smooth and cool. And then Rollins tried to hit the high knee, and Neville countered with a super kick. I thought that was a nice spot. And Neville starts to make his comeback. He goes for a German suplex. Rollins tries to land on his feet. Then Neville hits the German suplex and one in Seguri, and then another one, and Rollins kicked out of all that. And Neville just really went off. He ended up hitting and Rollins tried to go for a pedigree. Neville ended up hitting a roll-up onto Rollins, and he just got the shoulder up just in time. And the crowd reacted really well. They were calling bullshit when Neville didn't win. I thought that was awesome. And then Neville hit a wicked Frankensteiner and like a reverse Frankensteiner in this match. That was sick. He hit a Hurricane off the top rope, and then he hit the red arrow on Rollins. And I thought that was it. I thought that was it, but Rollins just barely gets his feet on the ropes in time. He gets his foot on the ropes just in time. I thought that was awesome. It made the match really interesting. So then Neville tries to go up and hit it again, but Rollins moves out of the way, and then Rollins hits the pedigree for the win and retains the championship. I thought this was an awesome match, and it was just amazing. It was really cool to see Neville, because technically Neville could wrestle because he's just under 6 feet and he's not 500. He's not 200 pounds. So I thought this was awesome. It was a nice match here. It was a really cool shine for Neville. I think this definitely proves that Neville could hold the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in the future. So this is
Owen.
Yeah.
Your mother, I've been with him so long. Your mother said if you go out to the car, she'll give you a snack.
Okay, I'll be right there. But yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, Neville, it showed that Neville can hang and be a future WWE World Heavyweight Champion in this company. And I thought this made Rollins look good too by winning. So overall, this was all good stuff. I enjoyed this a lot. And I'm glad Stardust didn't interfere and screw him out of it. I'm glad it was a nice, clean match. And it was really cool to see the WWE World Heavyweight Championship be defended on Raw. We haven't seen that in a while. So this was good for a lot of reasons. Okay, so next we had an 8-man tag team match. It was, on one side, it was the Lucha Dragons, which that tag team consists of Kalisto and Sin Cara and Los Matadores, which consists of Diego and Fernando, so Lucha Dragons and Los Matadores, with El Torito in their corner. And you would think El Torito would be pissed at Neville, because Neville technically screwed El Torito at an opportunity to become WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And, but it's also El Torito's fault because he missed his cue. But they faced the New Day, which consists of Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods, and the Ascension. Actually, no, wait, I screwed up. They faced Kofi, Big E, and the Ascension. And the Ascension consists of Connor and Victor with Xavier Woods ringside. And the Primetime Players were doing commentary for this match. And the Primetime Players are the current reigning and defending tag team champions. And that tag team consists of Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. But the commentary was awesome in this match. They started the match as Xavier Woods says, "You guys are real fighting champions. All you guys do is just sit around and do commentary." And Michael Cole says, "Well, that's a good point. All you guys do is just sit around and do commentary." And Titus O'Neil says, "Well, someone's gonna help make JBL a better commentator." And JBL even says, "Yeah, I am a pretty terrible commentator." "Well, improve your commentary, JBL." And Darren Young says, "It's not up to us. It's up to who makes these matches on the card." And then they even say, "Wow, the crowd." And Titus O'Neil later on in the match tells him to say it. And Darren Young says, "Wow, the crowd." And Michael was like, "You already said that, Darren." And he's like, "I want to get this to trend." And he's like, "You have to say hashtag." And he's like, "Hashtag wow the crowd." And then JBL says, "You got something to trend last week, Michael." And he's like, "Yeah, hashtag terrible commentary." I thought that was awesome. But there was some good chain sequences between Kalisto and Kofi Kingston in this match. And the heels get the heat on one of the Los Matadores members for a while. I don't know which one because they both look alike. And the Primetime Players asked Byron Saxton if he has a girlfriend in commentary. Byron Saxton like, "Let's just focus on the match, guys." And then Sin Cara gets the hot tag on Kofi. He starts going off on him. He tries to get a cover on him, but it gets broken up by Connor. And then the Los Matadores take out the Ascension, which dies. Big E tries to take out Sin Cara. He pulls down the rope. And he takes out Los Matadores with a double clothesline. Sin Cara takes out Big E. And Kalisto tags himself in. And Kalisto's about to put away Kofi. It's about to go off the top rope. And Xavier Woods tries one interference. El Torito tries to interfere, but Xavier Woods kicks him. And then Kalisto hits a kick on Xavier Woods. and then Kofi Kingston hits Trouble in Paradise on Kalisto and knocks him off the top rope, and he covers him, and he holds the rope. Now, I have a question. Why did he need to hold the rope? Because he hit his finish on him. Kalisto was out. Why did he need to hold the rope? I didn't get that. But that was it. I'm not mad the New Day won. I hate the New Day, but I'm too tired to really rant about them. And they need to look like a threat because I think they're going to be added to like some sort of combination with the Tag Team Championship match at SummerSlam, and they need to look like opposing threats. Even though they really aren't. One thing about this match is the crowd really wasn't into this match. I think it had to do with the placement of it on the card because it was after that awesome Neville Rollins match, and I think that was just tough to top right afterwards. So I think maybe you could have put this match maybe a little bit later on in the card, and the crowd really, really loved it. Because it's tough to get into a match when after a match like that. So I think it was just the bad placement of the match. But overall, I like the match. Okay, so Nikki and Brie Bella, Fate, and Alicia Fox was in the corner because they're all part of Team Bella. And Team Bella cuts a promo talking about how the Divas Revolution started when Nikki Bella won the Divas Championship, which is complete bullshit. And she says that Team Bella is the best Diva brand, which is fucking bullshit. And then they face Charlotte and Becky Lynch with Paige ringside, and Paige, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte cut a video promo, and they talk about how they're gonna take this Divas Revolution by storm, and they're calling themselves Submission Sorority. I actually like that name. It makes sense because they all have submission finishes. Becky Lynch has the disarmer, Charlotte has the figure eight, and Paige has I think it's the PTO, I believe it's called. And this was a good Divas match. I actually liked it. Nikki Bella hit a wicked knee on Charlotte in this match, which was really cool. And they get the hit on Charlotte for a little bit. And then Becky Lynch gets the hot tag. And then Brie Bella clotheslines Becky Lynch on the floor. So then they get the hit on Becky Lynch for a little bit. And then Charlotte gets the hot tag. And she starts going off on Nikki Bella. And Becky Lynch hits a T-bone suplex on Brie. And Charlotte makes Nikki tap to the figure eight. I'm glad they went over because I really didn't want the Bellas to win. And you have to make one of these Divas look like a threat to the Divas Championship, so I was happy with this. And Team Bad, which consists of Sasha Banks, Nyomi, and Tamina Snuka, were watching backstage. And JoJo comes up and interviews them and asks what the reaction of. And Sasha Banks says that she made Paige tap out next week. And Nyomi says that they're the real stars of the Divas Revolution. And she's challenging Paige to a match tonight, and they're going to knock them right back into the Insane Island or something. And, yeah, that was about it. I thought that was fine. But I liked all this stuff here. It was really good. Okay, so we get Miz TV, hosted by The Miz. And Miz, before his guests come out, talks about how this is the second greatest talk show in WWE history. I thought at first he was going to say, like, Tough Talk, but he actually said Piper's Pit, and he talked about how there wouldn't be a cutting edge, a highlight reel, and any other talk show in WWE without Piper's Pit. And he says, rest in peace, Hot Rod. So he actually puts Roddy Piper over. I liked that. And throughout the night, too, I haven't mentioned this, Paige and Alicia Fox and Miz have been wearing Hot Rod t-shirts as a tribute, and I really enjoyed that. And Miz puts himself over, though he goes back to heel mode. He can really... I find Miz annoying sometimes, but he really can switch characters really fast. I really got to give him props for that. But he puts himself over, talks about how he's so great, he's a great movie star, and he pretty much insults Ryback, talks about how he should just vacate the IC title because he's injured and just give it to The Miz. And then he brings out his guests for the Miz TV, and Kevin Owens comes out, and Miz asks what his issue is with Cesaro, and he says Kevin Owens starts talking about it, and then Cesaro comes out, and Miz even says you have to wait till I introduce you, and Cesaro's like, I just want to hear what he says. You were talking about how I'm jealous, and Kevin Owens says that he's jealous not because he beat John Cena his first night in WWE, but but because in 3 months he's accomplished more than Cesaro has. And he talks about how he's had all these sacrifices. He's sacrificed, missing weddings and Christmases, but it's all going to be for nothing because you're not going to accomplish as much as me in a WWE win. And then Cesaro fires back and said he's not as embarrassed. He's applauded by Kevin Owens because I don't know if they even said that word right, by the way. Because he's walked Owens walks. He always walks out of matches. And it's disrespect to yourself, disrespect to your opponent, disrespect to the fans, and a disrespect to every WWE superstar that's ever stepped in this ring. And if you like to walk, I like to fight. So they start getting into it. Miz says it's going down in Miz TV, and Kevin Owens tells him to shut up. Let the two people that can actually fight handle this. And Kevin Owens says that he'll fight anybody at any time, anywhere, at the right price. So tonight's not the night. He goes to walk away and says, like, yeah, do what you do best. Walk, Owens, walk. And Miz gets in Cesaro's face, and Kevin Owens ambushes Miz, and he tries to lay out Cesaro with a pump-up powerbomb. But he counters and hits the swing, and Kevin Owens escapes. I thought this was actually a pretty good segment. I was building up some sort of issue between them. I like that. And they have a reason for fighting instead of just for no reason. So I like this storyline. And the match is really going to deliver. I think they're going to end up having a match at SummerSlam. And I feel like that's going to really deliver. So I'm actually looking forward to that match. Trying to remember if anything else happened, though. Let me see. No, nothing else happened. So that's about it. Alright, so Ronda Rousey, after her fight, paid tribute to Roddy Piper. I thought that was a nice touch. And Rusev squashed Mark Henry. I don't really think I need to say any more. Then Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper cut a promo backstage and talk about how a flower looks really nice when it has all its petals, but if you remove all the petals, you just have a weed. Which I'm the guy that gets the weeds. I'm the guy that extracts and exterminates those weeds. So all you weeds out there are going to be exterminated and you're going to die. I really need to stop doing videos when I'm overtired. And he said pretty much Roman Reigns is the same thing that I think we're referring. Like he always refers to the universe. But I think this time he was referring to, like, Vince, Triple H, and stuff like that. So he refers to, like, them trying to build up Roman Reigns pretty much to be a superstar. But if you take away all that decorative stuff that Roman Reigns has, they, what am I? I'm so tired right now. He's pretty much just like everybody else. Then Luke Harper says that Dean Ambrose, we want you to stay out of business, and you chose not to listen, so we have to, pretty much destroy you. But last week, Dean Ambrose didn't bother him. He didn't come out when Luke Harper was putting himself back in the Wyatt family. So I didn't get this. Like, Dean Ambrose didn't bother the Wyatt family. They didn't even cross paths last week, so I didn't get that. And then Sheamus. It's weird seeing Sheamus with these guys, too. It's really weird. He talks about how he's going to destroy Randy Orton. And Bray Wyatt says that he loves Sheamus' love of brutality. And he says, you know what they say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And tonight, Sheamus, you and I are friends. And they all leave a laugh. I thought this was good. It's just really awkward to see Sheamus with them. That Dean Ambrose comment made no sense. And yeah, that's about it. Zack Ryder and Ken Barrett have a match. Ken Barrett cuts a promo on him, puts him down, and then Ken Barrett squashes him. How great is it to win the King of the Ring? Okay, so Paul Heyman's in the ring, and he cuts an amazing promo as usual. I feel like on Paul Heyman I wonder what Paul Heyman's promos would be like on a bad day. Like if he was just having a terrible day, he was having an off day. Like I feel like his promos would be decently good. His promos are usually amazing when he's having an awesome day. But I bet if he was having a bad day, his promos would just be good. Like decently good. And he talks about how The Undertaker is just different. He talks about the Undertaker picking a fight with his client Brock Lesnar, and he shows the footage of Undertaker costing Brock Lesnar the title at Battleground. Then he talks about how Undertaker, how he saw a different side of Undertaker that night. It was a desperate Undertaker. He had to use a low blow just to get to his client Brock Lesnar because he's never beaten Brock Lesnar before. And then he talks about how it's been since then that and he talks about Brock Lesnar's the one of now 22-1, and he plays the footage of that brawl they had last week. They actually showed Curtis Axel and his Axelmania gimmick, which I thought was pretty cool. So I wonder if WWE is maybe. I'm just happy because it looks pretty good because Hulk Hogan's name is still kind of being kept. And Paul Heyman brings out Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar comes out. He takes a walk around. I love how the commentators don't say anything when Brock Lesnar's around. And he grabs the steel steps. He throws them in the ring. He stands on them. And he talks about how last time when Undertaker and Brock Lesnar faced off, Undertaker had to be carried out. He ended up collapsing backstage. He had to be taken out on an ambulance, and it took him 1 year to come back. He had to be resurrected. And he says that if you really want to know the dirt behind the scenes of World Wrestling Entertainment, I'm going to tell you. He says that Undertaker called and Vince McMahon and begged him for a rematch this year at WrestleMania. And Vince McMahon denied it because he knows that Undertaker got destroyed last time, and he knows that it's not a good idea for even Undertaker to step in the ring with Brock Lesnar. And he talks about how this match is going to be hell. This match isn't even like the rematch of the week. It isn't the WrestleMania rematch. It's too big to have at a WrestleMania. And he says that Undertaker is going to visit Suplex City, and he's going to rest in pieces. And that was the end of the promo. It was a fucking awesome promo. Paul Heyman's fucking awesome on the microphone. They should let Paul Heyman do commentary and take JBL's spot. Because I think he would be really good on commentary. Or let Paul Heyman be the general manager. Something. I'd like to see Paul Heyman continuously be featured on TV. Even if Brock Lesnar can't be on. Because I think Paul Heyman really makes the shows a lot more entertaining. Nothing's topping this. They should have just ended the show with this, not gonna lie. Nothing's gonna top this. Okay, so we got Paige with Charlotte and Becky Lynch versus Nyomi with Sasha Banks and Tamina Snuka. I thought this actually was a solid Divas match here. It wasn't anything special, but it was pretty solid. Actually, it was something special, I guess. But it was solid. It wasn't as good as the first one. Nyomi dominated much of the match. She had a double knee to the face on Paige. She ended up like pulling her ribs towards the wind post. And Paige made a small comeback. She hit the knees into the corner. I like that she does that spot. And Nyomi goes for a crossbody. Paige tries to get in the PTO. Nyomi gets out of it. Paige hits a big boot, then gets in the PTO, and Nyomi taps out, so Paige wins. And then Stardust cuts like one of those Facebook exclusive interviews. And he talks about how people were chanting one more time, and the people were pandering, and the people were chanting for Stardust. No, chanting for Neville, and he was pandering to the crowd, and he lost. And he says, if Neville's not going to be my hero, and then he goes, be my hero, referring to the guy that plays Arrow on the TV show. And then the guy Arrow tweets to Stardust that he's going to be at Raw next week. I think I don't really want to see that. I feel like it's going to do some gay tag team match or gay thing with... It's probably going to make me lose some interest in the Neville Stardust feud. I really just wanted to stay simple. I like that feud, and I think it's going to get ruined next week. The thing I find weird is, why does Stardust have Twitter? I mean, I understand he's Cody Rhodes and everything, but technically he's Stardust, and why does he have a Twitter account? And if he has one, what the hell is he posted on Twitter? So they play the Roddy Piper. They play that video package again. And the one part that really makes me kind of sad is seeing his picture with Dusty Rhodes, because it's just he died like a month ago, you know. And I like watching that. I like this quote when he says, "I'm here to kick ass with bubblegum, but I'm all out of bubblegum. I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, but I'm all out of bubblegum." That's really cool. And then Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose cut a promo backstage, and Dean Ambrose says that quote, and he says, "For Roddy Piper, we're gonna kick your ass." And Bray Wyatt, you have a lot way to say in words, but we're just gonna let our actions speak louder than words. And then Randy Orton comes up and says, "You do what you have to do, but leave Sheamus for me." He really felt like a third wheel here. Like Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose are best buddies, and Randy Orton's the third wheel. That's how it was. And Dean Ambrose even said, "I like that he changed his attitude." And Roman says, "Let's go get rowdy." I thought this was actually good stuff. I like how they at least did these promos to build up a 6-man tag team match, so that way it has a purpose. But Randy Orton and Sheamus just feel like the third wheels in this thing. That's just how I feel. But the 6-man tag team match is next, and could be a lot of fun to watch. Alright, so now we have the main event. It's Randy Orton, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns versus Sheamus, Bray Wyatt, and Luke Harper. This was actually a really fun main event. I had a lot of fun watching it. The baby faces destroy the heels. Dean Ambrose hits the elbow dive. Takes out everybody on the outside. And then the heels get the heat on Dean Ambrose for a while. And Harper then hit a body slam on Dean. And then Dean hit a body slam on Harper. I like that spot. And then he gets the hot tag on Randy Orton. He starts going off on Bray Wyatt. And then Roman Reigns. Sheamus tagged himself in. Roman Reigns tagged in. And he starts going off on Sheamus. And no, that's not what happened. Harper hit a discus clothesline on Orton. And then the Reigns tried to take him out, but by doing the rebound clothesline outside the ring, Harper hit a big boot. Reigns took out Harper, then Reigns, and Sheamus came in the match. He started going off on him. Reigns hit an apron drop kick on Sheamus, and then he hit the same move, but on the announcer's table on the Bray Wyatt. And then he takes out Harper, and then Reigns hits multiple Superman punches on Wyatt and Sheamus, and then Harper takes out Reigns with a super kick. Dean Ambrose hits a rebound clothesline on Harper. Wyatt tries to hit the Sister Abigail on Ambrose, but he fights out of it, and then he dives on the outside on a Harper that looked sick as hell. Randy Orton hit an RKO on Wyatt, and then Reigns speared Sheamus for the win, and the baby faces went over. I thought this was a decent 6-man tag team match. I had fun watching it, and overall, Raw, I actually liked Raw this week. I thought it was actually pretty good. The only things I didn't like were Mark Henry versus Rusev and Ken Barrett versus Zack Ryder. So I'd say Raw was really good this week. Those were I can only think of 2 things I hated on the show, and I think if I can only come up with 2 things, I think they did something right there. It was nice to pay tribute to Roddy Piper. Paul Heyman cut an amazing promo. We had good Diva matches on this show. We had the WWE World Heavyweight Championship was defended on this show. I thought that was nice. Trying to think what else was good on this show. The 6-man tag. There was something else I liked. The 8-man tag team match was fun. So I would say Raw kept my enjoyment throughout the 3 hours. So I was happy with Raw this week. So that's pretty much it for my review. If you want to check out some other stuff on YouTube, you can click right up here. And you can check out my own The Talkinator channel. It's where I talk about non-wrestling topics. And then you can click down below to check out my CM Brothers channel. I talk about both. And then you can click on the left over here. My friend James Hebert has 2 YouTube channels on the left over here. It's called James Hebert. He makes a lot of custom Titantrons of wrestlers. And some of these wrestlers you see on the show are some of the people that he's done them for. And then if you click over here, he has this Rate Me Through Wrestling channel where he's doing a tournament filled with 32 superstars on WWE 2K14 to decide the very first ever WYW champion, and I am one of those guys in that tournament, and I am going to win that and become the brand new WYW champion and the first ever. And then you can click down below to subscribe to my channel if you want to check out future content on this channel. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you can leave your thoughts and comments about what you thought of War. And that's about it, guys. I'll talk to you later.